2 warnings and you'll start losing points. You get the man through the ropes, get off of him, it's a foul. Do not use these ropes to hold on to defend, or to attack. Let's have a good fight, man.
Oh, well, perhaps some bad blood, at least at the onset between these two. Richardson, you'd think, has a lot riding on this bout. If he should falter against Roufus, it could cost him a title shot.
It could cost him an awful lot. It really could. For to lose to a guy that's only had 4 fights would make him look not good. Anyway, you got it.
Left front jump kick at the outset by Richardson against the midsection. But remember, it's Roufus that's the former points fighter. It's Roufus that's the technician. Richardson has good moves. He doesn't just stand in there, but he doesn't have the technique of Rick Roufus.
We saw Richardson against Ray McCallum, one of the all-time great point fighters. And McCallum was unable to deal with that left hand. He just moved around like this in the first round. He came out, I believe it was the second, possibly third round against McCallum, and landed that knockout left hand.
Richardson, as you mentioned, John, with an outstanding left hand. That's his punch that is the knockout punch. The right hand he leads with, but he has been working greatly on his kicking dexterity, hasn't he?
He has. He's even been entering some point tournaments down in Florida, I think. That helps him just sort of get his timing against some of these guys that are a little quicker than him and a little technically a little more advanced.
Spinning side kick from Roufus did land, using the sweeping motion there to set up our left-right combination in the corner against the #1 contender in the world.
I think a real key factor is going to be whether or not Rick Roufus can continue this type of footwork for 7 rounds. If he's in good enough shape to get out here and move like this for 7 full rounds, then he'll be able to frustrate Tommy Richardson and get him reaching just like he did.
Oh, left hand on the chest of Roufus. He got a brief taste of what that left hand could offer from Tommy Richardson, Rick Roufus did. And we're coming to the end of the first round here in Toledo. Two scheduled for 7. Rick Roufus in red, Tommy Richardson in black, trimmed in green.
Richardson looks like he's starting to pick it up a little bit, pick up the pace, apply more and more pressure with each round. I'm sure that's what they want to do. They've had their get acquainted round now, and it's time to get down to real business.
Roufus can hang up in the air for quite a while with those side kicks of his. Throw them in succession, throw them to different parts of the body. Richardson, though in the karate realm for 10+ years, appears to be the more boxing prototype of the two. He'll go to that boxing style more oftentimes than not when he's in trouble.
Rick Roufus showing a little of the flash that's made him an excellent, outstanding point fighter. A little jump spinning kick, but he's got to be very, very careful against Tommy Richardson. Richardson only needs one opportunity, but he's having to take his time. And Rick Roufus is not an easy guy to hit. He really isn't. He moves. He's got good kicks either leg. He could be a real problem for Richardson if Richardson starts to get tired and starts to lose a little timing.
Well, Richardson has been blocking most of those front kicks and side kicks to this point, but Roufus does use the side kick to set that up. A good right and left hand against the chin of Tommy Richardson.
The best hand combination thus far in this fight. Tommy Richardson, I think, just developed a little respect for this young guy, Rick Roufus, because Roufus hit him with a solid right hand, then followed with a left.
Oh, but Richardson just landed with one himself, and now he's trying to bully his opponent, get him in the corner, and nail him with his own combination. We're almost done with round number 2. There's Tommy Richardson. He absorbed some punishment there in the second round.
You see him moving in. There's the right, followed by the left, right on the chin. Richardson said, whoa, this little guy hits pretty good, hits pretty hard.
Round 3 underway, scheduled for 7. Tim Brando and John Worley with you here in Toledo, Ohio. Roufus in red, Richardson in black. Roufus 4-0. This is just his 5th TKA bout. Richardson, the #1 ranked contender, and he's in deep trouble. Roufus just nailed him with a front leg and then a right hand. A good left hand scoring.
Well, it seems to me that perhaps Tommy Richardson is laying back a little bit, trying to go ahead and let Roufus get careless. You know, try to come across there, throw a lot of stuff, and get a little careless so he can get hit.
How do you have it scored to this point, John?
I gave the 2nd round to Rick Roufus after the even 1st round, so I've got him up here 2019 unofficially on my scorecard. Richardson doing a lot of waiting, Ed. I don't know if that's the right thing for him to be doing, but he's, I think, trying to let Rick Roufus make some mistakes.
Not many mistakes, not there.
Just going to say, thus far, Rick Roufus has made very few mistakes. He's looked very, very sharp.
Spinning side kick. It connected into the midsection of Richardson. Remember now, he can take a punch. He's proven that. That round kick landed on the back of Roufus. Even those kicks that land on the back, they can be telling blows, or they can set up punches as well.
Rick Roufus does not want to feel the pressure he's feeling right now. He doesn't want to get caught against the ropes or in the corner. That's where Tommy Richardson might have the advantage.
A little sweeping move from Roufus.
Referee Bob Yarnell warned Roufus on that sweep. He said it was a little bit too much like a leg kick. The sweep has to come down from really to behind the heel and pull the front leg out from under.
At the end of the round, a little acrobatic work by Rick Roufus. That was a good round for Roufus, and the corner of Tommy Richardson knows it, and they're letting him know he needs to start shining.
You see now Rick Roufus coming with that right and left, followed again with the right hand. He's really been picking his shots very, very well, and he's scoring effectively against the more experienced and stronger Tommy Richardson.
Came out with a spinning back kick that drew nothing but air.
Kind of a jump spinning nothing there is what that was.
Roufus, once he comes in with a side kick, there you see him there in red and Richardson in black. He'll come in with a side kick and he'll give it at least 2 or 3 tries to connect.
Uses a real good use of the front leg, double kicks, triple kicks off there. Side kick turns it into a round kick, kind of like a boxer using a jab or a jab hook combination.
Spinning back fist was a glancing blow. The crowd reacted. Richardson unabated. Roufus getting in most of the blows here, sticking and then moving. Richardson trying to get with that left hand, and he missed again.
Richardson just showing the frustration that he's got to feel after 3.5 rounds now of being unable to hit Rick Roufus.
Oh, a left round kick by Roufus. It stung Richardson on the side of the head. A left-right combination. Richardson's in trouble. Right combinations, the rule for Roufus.
I think Roufus either has Richardson in trouble or Richardson's trying to make him think he's got him in trouble. At this point, though, Roufus really bringing up a big lead.
Oh, remember, he's only 19. He could still make young mistakes. Richardson now trying to wail away. Maybe he was cherry picking just a bit as we come down to the end of the round.
Oh, there's the first real solid left. We're going to see Rick Roufus moving Richardson back. The first thing that damaged him is a left round kick. Kind of staggered Richardson, put him in the corner, and Roufus followed up with a good series of combinations after that.
Round 5, scheduled for 7. And right now it's the points fighter, Roufus, that's on top, at least unofficially. Tommy Richardson, though, did show signs of getting to his man in the latter portion of round 4. How do you have it scored at this point, John?
I've given the last 3 rounds to Rick Roufus. I've got him ahead 40-37 here on my card unofficially. Rick Roufus is a perfect example of a fighter that's gone through karate tournament training and developed a lot of point skills, and you can see that technical ability can really go a long way toward overcoming a guy that's just real strong and hits real hard, as does Tommy Richardson.
When he was 13 years old, he saw Benny Arkides. He said, that's what I want to do. I want to be that good, if not better. And his plan is to be champion within a year. Hard to figure how one could come that far in only 4 pro bouts. But that's just how far Roufus has come, and he may only be 3 rounds away from getting a title shot. Who knows?
Richardson really is not fighting the kind of fight he has to now, because he's standing back trying to trade kicks with Roufus. He can't do it. He's got to put the pressure on, get Roufus in the ropes, and then just use the strength.
Richardson threw a wild left back kick that time. Landed on the ear of Roufus.
Didn't really have anything on it by the time it got there. He was kind of falling out of the kicks.
Oh, a right-left combination that sent Roufus back. Richardson scored, and scored heavily right there.
That was the best combination of the fight for Tommy Richardson. He certainly did rattle Rick Roufus, and Roufus felt the real brunt of that power. He handled it pretty well.
2 rounds are left. Richardson prodding his opponent, and Roufus sticking and moving.
Don't be left.
With you from the sports arena in Toledo, Ohio. 6th round scheduled for 7. Middleweights putting on a great bout here. Rick Roufus in red, Tommy Richardson in black. The importance for Richardson, he's the #1 ranked middleweight contender in the world. He must continue to win. For Rick Roufus, an unheralded shot at being 5-0, under 20, and a championship contender.
We've got a real upset in the making here, because Rick Roufus, I think, has a lead after 5 rounds. He's got to be in command here.
Remember now, Roufus has never gone beyond 5 rounds in any fight. This is the 6th, so this is a first in the very young career of Rick Roufus, and stamina has to be a question mark at this point. Richardson has him in the corner, and apparently Roufus is having difficulty getting out of that corner. Oh, left hand by Richardson again.
Oh, a good left hand by Roufus.
Roufus comes right back and counters. A good left again by Roufus.
Richardson, I think, is a little burned out. I think he left a little too much energy in that last exchange.
All right, left by Roufus. Roufus is confident to walk in and punch now. And here comes Richardson back. Oh, and Roufus followed up with a right left. Richardson measuring Roufus. An active 6th round that's coming to an end. And what a brawl it's become in Toledo. Let's look at this again.
We see Roufus now putting Richardson in the corner. Tommy Richardson only hit 5 kicks in that 6th round. That means that he got penalized 3 points off of the score of each judge.
7th and final round. A round that could be monumental in the young career of Rick Roufus. John, how do you have it scored going into the 7th, considering those points being docked now against Tommy Richardson?
I've got Rick Roufus ahead 59-54 because of that 3-point penalty, but I still have him ahead. Even without the penalty, he'd be ahead by 2 points. Great effort by Rick Roufus. He's fought a very intelligent fighter. Real credit to Rick Roufus and his family. Pat Roufus has worked with him since he was just a youngster.
A spinning back kick that missed. He landed and then came back with a left. He's having some fun right now. Rick Roufus you mentioned he comes from a PKA family. He really does. All of his brothers have been involved in karate of one type or another. He has a younger brother, Kelly Ryan, only 3 1/2, that's already taking part in karate.
Tommy Richardson right now is in deep trouble. If he does not pull something out, if he can't score a knockout, I don't see any way that he can win a decision in this fight. And he's not pushing it. He is not pushing it. He's waiting, and he can't wait. He looks to me like he's giving this thing up.
Well, Roufus has had him confused all through the bout. And all really Roufus has to do is stay away from a big left hand right here.
That's pretty much it. He's got 21 seconds to make something happen. And I don't think he's going to do it. Big upset here, folks. Big one.
Just listen and enjoy how much this crowd appreciates this 19-year-old. The crowd is really loving it here in Toledo, Ohio. And the crowd has already picked a winner. That winner should be Rick Roufus in their mind, but let's get the official decision now from Jack Mitchell.
Ladies and gentlemen, a unanimous decision, the winner, Rick Roufus.
The poise of young Rick Roufus, developed at an early age in karate, would serve him well as he began to make a real name for himself in the middleweight division.